So Jerry said his weird, funny, goofy Jerry stuff, which meant that we have reporters on the scene who go and hear, and then Shoddy's going to get asked about it, and Dak's going to get asked about it. And Ali, you were there for the Dak stuff. I do think part of his quote is interesting, but did Dak do a good job in the minefield?
No, absolutely. I mean, he obviously kept the focus on that we got a game on Monday, and but the way you could tell the tone of his voice in the beginning when he fired off his response, kind of behind his words, maybe sounds like, from Dak's point of view, like, what is he talking about? Yeah. So Dak played it off well, and actually one thing you mentioned too was like, if somebody called you for 15 minutes about $100 billion, you guys would be running the phone right now too, not just Jerry. So yeah, in a way, he kind of came to Jerry's defense, but I think Dak continues to play a great job of brushing it off and saying we got to focus on this game. And it's tough because when you're in this position, like, you're the guy that everyone looks to in the locker room to be the leader, and so I think he gave a good response that, other guys maybe in that locker room would probably say, like, what is our owner talking about? But, I think Dak played it off really well.
Yeah, I think he was surgical. To use a term from Training Day. And Denzel Washington. It was Lonzo. He was surgical with his response. And if there's ever a class that I want more people, in fact, Tua Tagovailoa, not to kind of go off, but Tua, you might want to go to the Dak Prescott school of how to be a quarterback and stand up to the press and answer questions correctly, because you had a response. Anyway, Dak Prescott did a masterful job. He was clean. He was precise. He was empathetic. He brought in the fans.
Yeah.
He brought in, like, there are a lot of people who cover this team and follow this team and cheer for this team that are probably upset at what he said.
He said, but being a fan and you just hear that or read that, yeah, of course.
Yeah.
It definitely can be
So
frustrating.
I just thought the way that he was able to navigate through that was, it was chef kiss. It was chef kiss from Dak, who has stood at that podium many, many a times and has said the right things in the right moment. And that's what you want. And honestly, that is what you absolutely want from your franchise quarterback. When all hell is breaking loose, you want him to be the calm in the storm on the field. And when all hell can break loose off the field, you want him to be able to step to the podium and say the right things and be able to have both sides be heard. Like, I think when people heard his response, fans were like, Terrell Owens, that's my quarterback cry. And also, still, and we talked about it earlier, it was like, boy, it must feel good to have FU money.
Yeah, yeah.
Because even in his thing, as he ended it, he still kind of took a jab at Jerry, I think, a little bit.
He said, but in that sense, I would just say, this is the part that I think is a shot. Love it. The guy has never really lied about who he is or what he's trying to do.
Yeah.
No. Yeah.
He's a business owner that cares about getting rich.
And I've said that on many times on this show. That's what Jerry cares about. And so, again, I just thought, kudos to Dak Prescott. This is not a glazed session from us to Dak, but he stood there and he answered the question and he answered it masterfully.
See, and I disagree with one person in the chat who said Dak's too corporate and his view does not represent all of the locker room. Your locker room, Dak is the one that'll take at least the veiled shots.
Yeah.
Like during the Micah stuff, he was like, we've seen this before. I think I know how this ends. Like he is willing to take those shots. He just does it in a real classy way. And
that's the part that I sometimes don't like about fans, because you want people, you want, I guess sometimes us and other people and Dak and so on and so forth. Did you want Dak to get up there and cuss his owner out? And say
Jeff would have.
Yeah. And Jeff wouldn't.
Yeah.
And Jeff wouldn't do it. Like he wouldn't do it.
Bring him in.
He wouldn't do it. And there was the good ones know how to navigate that space.
Bring him in.
Right.
They know how to get what they want across without overly offending somebody. And I think a lot of times fans want us to sit there and go, F that and do this and blah, 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 blah. And they want us to be this aggressively disrespectful people. And I'm like, that's not going to play for anybody.
You want the answer that you want, but Dak's not going to go up there and say you want. He's got to be obviously a professional about it at all times.
No, and I think it seems like a lot of people in the chat, I think, are confused. Like, which player do you think is doing that? It's like Dak's PC, see how you feel. Players aren't talking like that. Which player is going out to a microphone and telling you that the owner doesn't deserve his job and he's not trying to win? Like, nobody does it. Dak's the only one who takes shots. He just does it in a Dak way, which I think is fun.
I know, like he's the only guy that got that quick. So we talked to Pickens and CD yesterday. That question only went to Dak. That speaks alone that people want to hear from Dak. What do you say about it? You know?
Jeff looks like a PE teacher from Miami. Jeff's about to go rollerblading into the sunset. Somebody said I look like a Lisa Frank folder.
Someone said you look like a fruit roll up earlier.
Well, yeah, I had to get something that would be delivered the next day. So this is $28 to be delivered overnight so that I could be ready for Halloween.
Because you knew Halloween was coming 30 days ago.
30 days ago.
Jeff looks like a just be yourself Sonic car hop. Anyhow,